This is Deducter doing a video commentary of the game Panzer Corps, and this is the first scenario of Grand Campaign 39. I have played this game for some time and enjoy it greatly, although I find most of the game is not particularly challenging unless the player himself makes it difficult. So I am actually playing with my own customized rules. There's basically two choices if you really want to be challenged. You can either play on Manstein difficulty, which gives +5 strength in all the AI, or you can play with -75% prestige, which is 50% less than the game's bonus difficulty mode of Ramo. So the first thing you'll notice is I have 250 prestige, whereas if you play on the normal difficulties, you start out with 1000. Furthermore, all the flags that you capture only reward 1/4 of what they would normally reward. I'm also playing with a customized equipment file that I think better demonstrates historical realities and balances the game better. For instance, if you look here at the standard infantry versus the mountain troops, the mountain troops are quite a bit better. They have superior initiative and superior close defense, but they are also 2.5 times more expensive. And with my customized prestige settings, there's pretty much no chance of buying these units. Similarly, the Pioneers are also a bit more expensive and have less ammo. There are numerous other changes, like the Panzer II. Now I've moved to have 6 movement and reduce the price since they were pretty useless beforehand. Panzer I has a bit less ground defense. The Czech Panzer also has higher movement and a lot of ammo. Recon units, for instance, have far less ammo, but a lot more spotting range, 4 instead of 3 in the base game, and so on and so forth. There's been a very comprehensive list of changes, but I think what I would like to do is just demonstrate some clever tactics. So I've played this game, as I said, quite a bit, and the fact of the matter is I have spoiler information on the maps, and I remember pretty well, not like exactly where what units are, but generally what there are. I know there's a fighter here, for instance. So first we kill the fighter. Easy to do. Next, we hit the anti-aircraft gun. This, we hit it with the recon unit. Doesn't kill it. That's okay. I move the recon unit up here. I have 2 units adjacent to this anti-aircraft gun, which will reduce its reinforcement rate significantly. I'll bring the Stuka up, do a bit of damage, then another component of this equipment file is that I generally buff the AI units. For instance, the Polish cavalry actually have 2 hard attack and a bit more ground defense than in the normal game. That's because the Polish army actually had a really good anti-tank rifle at the start of World War II, and it was very effective against German light tanks. But only the Polish cavalry have +2 to ground defense. None of the others, I mean, +1 to hard attack. All the cavalry have better defense because in World War II, cavalry didn't charge ahead like in medieval times. They fought like infantrymen. The horses just moved the troops around, and the cavalry would dismount to actually fight. Anyway, to engage the cavalry, I like to take advantage of the mass attack. Okay, that hurt a bit more than I expected. That's okay. So I'll begin by moving the mountain troops up. I know that normally it is extremely bad idea to drive your units up front like that, but I know where the only Polish counterattack in this mission is going to come from, so there's nothing to be too concerned about. I also have so little prestige that I can only buy this little artillery, and that's it. So let's see here. Let's hit this again. Entrenchment of 2. Won't retreat. Let us hit it with the Stuka. While I clear out this fighter. We'll move this unit up here. Like this. Da-da. So here's a important detail for playing on the higher difficulty levels of the game. If you noticed, when infantry attacks anti-tank, the infantry fights against close defense of the anti-tank unit, whereas the anti-tank unit fights against the full defense of the infantry, plus infantry gets a bonus. So as you can see here, 1 defense versus 10. Whereas if you try to attack with a tank, the tank will fight against the ground defense of the anti-tank gun, which is 9. So this is why it is such a better choice to infantry attack. Let's do it. Again, is usually a bad idea to move your units up like this, but I know the Polish counterattack won't materialize for another turn or 2, and that's it for this turn. As you can see, these 5 strength units are all hold position passive, so they're not too dangerous. Well, that's interesting for the AI to do that. Hit this with the Stuka. They really like the victory hexes, that's why. So now I can recapture. Actually, let's do it in this order. Now we can shift the infantry around a bit more. Let's see. What can I do here? Let's set up my defensive line like so. And we don't have the Stuka, so we'll use this unit. Entrenchment of 2, it won't retreat. We will attack it. So, rugged defense sets the initiative of the attacking unit to 0. Well, it would be like 1, because this is fighting a city hex with a tank anyway. But if you were fighting for an infantry, for instance, it would have the full initiative normally. But with rugged defense, even the infantry's initiative will be set to 0, but it's not a problem, since I still can get the mass attack bonus. Anyway. So, the AI does have a bomber. It is wise to escort my units at this point. Oh, there's the bomber. So, let's use the recon unit to capture the hex here. Let's shoot down the bomber. As you can see, the outdated Polish Air Force is not a match against the Luftwaffe. Now comes time for a bit more interesting strategy. So there's a Polish counterattack somewhere in this area, but I don't remember where exactly it is. I do want to, however, move some units up here. So these are thick forests which prevent the movement of most type of units, so it's pretty safe to put the artillery here. We'll put my infantry here. And what else can I do? Since I don't know where the Polish attack is, it's quite foolish to move out prematurely. We'll do this. So it is cloudy weather. We'll start reducing the entrenchment here. Well, that's where the Polish is. Yeah, those Polish cavalry can hurt even against panzers in open terrain. Here's another one. So this is going to be a bit of a tricky situation. First thing, use the bombers to weaken the Polish army. Second thing, this is actually kind of a tricky situation. This is actually kind of a very tricky situation. Let's see, if we hit it with the artillery and we attack this way, we can force this to withdraw. We can hit it with artillery again. But then the problem becomes this unit becomes vulnerable to attack. But I have artillery cover, so this is what we're going to do. Yeah, that's not good. This will force it to withdraw up. Then we hit this for artillery. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous. So in a situation like this, it is generally advisable not to try to kill this AI unit, or because chances are it will actually retreat and then reinforce. Instead, we'll do this. Polish cavalry can't circle around, hit me, so my units are pretty safe. We'll do this. So, let's see what the does. Tries the infantry. I actually like that. So, I would say things worked out quite well for me this turn. Let's do something kind of interesting. Let's kill the cavalry with the anti-tank unit. Oh, didn't quite work. That's okay. We'll just finish it off. Now we'll kill this little anti-aircraft unit. As for this, as you can see, tanks have a maximum entrenchment value of 2. And they gain it, well, okay, you can't really see it with the mouse, but anyway, the entrenchment value is 2. If it moves into a forest or a city. If you attack it once with infantry, it can't retreat. If you hit it with artillery and then attack it with infantry, it can retreat. But this tank is so weak that I am not too worried. Still, let's see, how should we do this? Do it this way. Huh. Well, now I want to hit it with air power. That's interesting. If I attack it with to retreat, I'm in perfect position. With my infantry. That's okay. Normally that is a bad idea, but I'll capture that hex on the next turn, and there's nothing to worry about. Da da da. Da da da. Oh, the AI has actually chosen to reinforce here. That's interesting. Actually, haven't seen that behavior before. So, good for the AI. Still capable of surprising me. That's a pretty common tactic, by the way. Use your artillery to weaken the enemy's AA battery, and then hit it with a bomber. This is actually kind of a tricky situation. Let me think. Hit it with artillery. If I attack it, it'll retreat that way. That's not good. If I attack this way, I think there's a 50-50 chance it'll retreat. One of two possible ways. This is actually kind of tricky. Well, no reason why we shouldn't continue to advance over here. Okay, I gotta think about this. One way of doing this, which is a bit risky, is to, well, okay, that's not gonna work. It is actually really bad. Alright, this is what I have to do. Generally a bad idea to do something like this, but I don't have much of a choice. Ugh. I also need to get units into the remaining Polish cities to prevent spawning, like, immediately. Alright, that actually worked out okay. So now I can do this. Go, little anti-tank unit. See, it works quite well if you use it appropriately. Alright, now comes the tricky part. Jeez. How do I do this again? Let's get the maximum attack bonus that I can. And we can capture it next turn with Panzer. Okay, so this part is actually a bit tricky. As I said, I need to get a unit here to prevent respawns, but I also need to get a unit here. If I remember correctly, there's artillery there. So I should be fine as long as I can get this unit up here. I'll be fine. I could move this unit up. That's probably the smartest thing to do. Oh, the AI wants to attack in. Not a good idea. That's why it's so important to have artillery cover for all your units. Otherwise, my infantry would take a lot of losses in close terrain, since infantry shoot at each other's close defense in close terrain. So let's hope the AI doesn't spawn too many units up here at Poznan. Otherwise, I shall be in a bit of trouble. As long as I can move this unit up here, the recon unit, I'll be fine. But yeah. Let's see, what did the AI guess? That's not good. That is not good. If I move this unit up here, it will be vulnerable to attack. So that's not going to work out. So I actually have to think about this. Now, keep in mind, I'm playing with, let's see, where does it say the number of core slots? Here, 3 core slots down. So, normally, you would have a lot more units to use, but in this case, of course, I don't. This is actually really tricky. Given the way that the AI has deployed units, I can't actually get next to it. I should have used the Panzer 2C to do it. Oh well. That's okay. That is okay. I might actually not win decisive victory on this map, which would be kind of embarrassing, honestly. Ugh. I really do need both infantry here for the attack. Yeah, this is really tricky. Oh, the AI still has that little tank cat. So, how shall I deal with that unit? It's actually kind of tricky. The best way to assault this city if the AI buys all sorts of units is to approach both the front and the rear. And again, it is quite tricky to do, I have to admit. Okay, the AI still hasn't bought too many units to reinforce, that's good. I can't remember whether that unit is hold position passive or not. I don't think it is. 3 suppress, they'll have to do. Ah, great. That is not favorable odds. Oh well. Actually worked out. Well, actually, I really don't want to attack under these odds. Ugh. Terrible. Things have looked better, I have to admit. Let's see what sort of miracle I can do here. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, he gets a free shot since those Polish units have 2 spotting. Damn. It's actually really bad. Okay, 2 free shots. I've actually never seen this sort of AI behavior before. I have to admit, it's surprisingly good. Huh. There's an AA battery here, which makes it impossible to assault those positions. And he has 3 artillery. Okay. Whatever I was expecting, it wasn't this. Well, this is certainly tricky. Well, at least I can take consolation in the fact that I'll almost certainly force him to retreat. And now I can hit it with my normal guesses. Well, that's not good. No, we don't want to do that. Huh. I'm actually not 100% sure what to do in this situation. Move down 1. This thing will just hit me a couple times. That's not good. Still, I don't really see a better approach. I could use this. The AI should waste its time attacking a unit that I don't care too much about. You'll attack with the anti-tank. No? Huh. I've never seen the AI buy so much artillery. This is actually really hard to breach. This position is open to fire from 3 artillery batteries, and again, so is this position. Ugh. finally the AI will just concentrate attacks on units I don't care about. Ugh. I'm attacking to anti-aircraft guns since I need to reduce the entrenchment level here. I have no other choice. That's lovely. I should be able to force this position, but it won't be pretty. Well, there's finally some good news. I need to prevent respawns. It's the only way to be sure. Okay, good. Let the AI kill the auxiliary unit. And it can't spawn more. Now I can hit it twice with artillery to do this. Oh boy, this is tricky. One, two, three. I'm actually pretty sure my best bet is to attack this way, force it to retreat down here, or I can try to force a surrender, which could potentially work. Yeah, this is probably the safest method. Next, you want to try to exhaust some of the AI's ammo. And hopefully, I won't lose any units. Hopefully. He has 2 artillery. Oh, I'll attack that. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Let's see whether this can kill me or not. Nope. I got quite lucky here. So the AI actually put up a surprisingly good fight and good deployment of units. I was not expecting this. Usually they buy a mixture of AT, artillery, and AA, but here they got only artillery, which actually worked out extremely nicely. But nevertheless, I could still win decisive victory. So, going on to the next scenario. Thank you for watching.